sat down with the vice president. And he was talking about fraud. He just finished up his first roundtable meeting about fraud and how to attack it with the entire department, with all the department heads. It was very impressive. Of course, everybody's in favor of this. And I asked about the Somali daycare fraud. And he just straight up jumped right in and said, Stephen Miller's upstairs, and he has proof that Ilhan Omar lied on her immigration forms. We have that paperwork. We know she did this. And now we're looking for how to take action. Can you fill us in? Do you know what's going to happen? Is the Trump administration going to go there? The floor is yours.
The whole file is being reviewed. A lot of smart people are on it. Stay tuned.
Could you color for us what of the elucidated and many crimes there are that it could be? Because
I cannot get ahead.
There's like a lot of potential things that could have been there.
I can't get ahead of the investigation, but I know that some of this. I know people that are involved in the review, and they're really smart people, and it's in good hands.
All right. It's in good hands. Okay, we got the Allstate endorsement from Tom Homan, and a round of applause. We're going to your questions. Here we go. That was inspiring, wasn't it? It's amazing.
Hi, my question is for Tom Homan. How is your role different under the Trump administration versus with the Obama administration?
The first 4 years of the Obama administration, it was pretty much the same. The second 4 years is when he turned 180 degrees and stopped us from doing anything. The Trump, in Obama, I ran enforcement and removal operations, which is third in command ICE. So I was in charge of immigration enforcement. Under President Trump, I'm the border czar. So my main responsibility was the border, plus oversee the deportation and find these kids. So I got a little bit different job now. But working for President Trump, I work for the greatest president of my lifetime. That's the difference. And President Trump lets men and women of law enforcement do their job.
Thank you.
Hi, how's it going?
Hi.
My question is also for Mr. Homan. Hi, how's it going? I'm from Frisco, Texas. And we are experiencing a severe abuse of the H-1B visa program. So what is being done to address this?
That's not in my wheelhouse. I can tell you that there are people at White House Policy and Legislative Affairs working with members of Congress on addressing that. There's no answer yet. There's people looking at what should be limited, what should be expanded. I don't want to get ahead of the White House announcement on that, but it's being worked on as we speak. I know because I was up on Hill last week and I met some folks that are working on it. I gave them my opinions, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my question is for Mr. Homan. I'm curious about how your security during this administration, how are you going to impact it long term? How are the changes in the immigration enforcement that you're doing right now going to affect us in the long run? And how could the next administration kind of reinforce that and continue that?
Well, having the most secure border in history of the nation gives us strong national security. Because now we know who's coming in, what's coming in, where it's coming in, why it's coming in. Right? Under the last administration, the border was wide open, so we don't know what came in or who came in. Like I said, 2 million gotaways. So we need to maintain the secure border. That's why I'm working really hard right now with Rodney Scott, head of the Border Patrol, along with Mark Wayne Mullen, to making sure we build the infrastructure that's going to last for decades. I look today, since President Trump's been in the Oval Office, we've already put over 75 miles wall up. By the time he leaves office, we'll have 1,416 miles of wall. And that's going to make the border even safer. And let me tell you, wall that's going to last for decades. And the wall isn't just for, security and slowing illegal immigration, walls save lives. And let me explain that. The most vulnerable people that come across that border are women and children. They can't get over that wall, which means they go to a place where there's not a wall. And what's waiting on them? Men and women of the Border Patrol is going to take care of those humanitarian needs right away. So the wall saves lives. So by the time President Trump leaves office, that's a lot of wall. Now, also, we've just hired, or in the process of hiring, we ain't got them all on board yet, 10,000 new deportation officers. So we'll have a stronger workforce that's going to be out there enforcing immigration law every day. Finally, we're building detention capacity that we never had before. You know, at the most we had under Trump 45 is about 55,000 people in detention. We're building 100,000 beds. So there's not going to be any more excuse. We don't have the bed space. We'll have plenty of bed space. If we turn those beds around every 30 days, 100,000 times 30, we'll get to the numbers that the American people want us to get it to on deportations, no problem.
Thank you, sir, and thank you for visiting Baylor.
You got it.
Hi, I had a question for Mr. Homan. My question is there any legislation in place right now that would survive the next Democratic president in the office making an executive order canceling all the work that has been done right now?
That's a great question.
That is a great question. That's my concern. If Congress doesn't get off their ass and pass legislation, next president's come in and do everything we did. Except, we're going, can't, the wall will be there and the beds will be there, but they can hamstring ICE, and start accepting hundreds of thousands of fraudulent asylum claims. Congress needs to legislate and put this into law. So, do I have high hopes of that? Not right now. Elections matter. We had HR 2, which is a great bill. Passed the House, Senate wouldn't even put it on the floor. And that's where the American people need to stand up and start raising hell. Secure border should be a nonpartisan issue because the things I just talked about, the number of deaths, the number of sexual assaults, everybody should agree you can't have strong national security if you don't have secure borders. But it is not. The left have lost their minds. So my fear is that if they get back into control, they'll just issue new executive orders and do away with a lot of stuff. So please, call your local congressman, your senator, tell them to get off their ass and pass some laws that's going to secure this nation and protect this nation from foreign invaders.